Welcome class 7 in our e-learning class, and during our this live class we have already come to know about a debate in the Legislative Assembly where we have seen that Afrin, Sujata and many other students from their school traveled to the state capital to visit the Legislative Assembly, which was housed in an impressive building. Now what happens over there, or what happened over there, let us just see. MLA 1. It is my constituency of Akhandagaon. During the last 3 weeks, there were 15 deaths because of diarrhea. I think it is a shame that this government has not been able to check the situation of a simple problem like diarrhea while proclaiming itself to be a champion of technology. I would call the attention of the Minister in charge of health to take immediate measures to control the situation. So here MLA 1 we can find that here it is just what this MLA 1 is doing. He is asking that why the government was not able to check the situation of a simple problem like diarrhea. Okay children, I have forgotten to say that you kindly take out page number 34. Kindly take out page number 34. And again what he is saying, I would call the attention of the Minister in charge of health to take immediate measures to control the situation. MLA 2. My question is, why are government hospitals in such a bad situation? So again the government is just asked this irritating question that why the hospitals are in such a bad situation, why the government is not taking any initiative to improve it. Why is the government not appointing proper doctors and other medical staff in the district? I would also like to know how the government plans to deal with this situation, which is affecting a large number of people and is also spreading. This is an epidemic. MLA 3. My constitution of Tolpatti too has a serious shortage of water. Another problem. Women travel up to 3 or 4 kilometers to collect water. How many tankers have been put into service to supply water? How many wells and ponds have been cleaned and disinfected? MLA 4. I think my colleagues are exaggerating the problem. The government has taken steps to control the situation. Water tankers have been put into service, ORS packets are being distributed, the government is doing everything possible to help people. So up to number 3, just if we see that up to MLA number 3, they were all actually charging the government, they were asking questions the government. That means they might be, or they are from this opposition party, because if we just see once more what the MLA 1 is saying, that I think it is a shame that this government has not been able to check the situation of a simple problem like diarrhea while proclaiming itself to be a champion of technology. So directly it is attacking the government. So he or she is from this opposition party. The same thing for MLA 2 also. My question is, why are government hospitals in such a bad situation? So same thing, against the government, that means opposition. This person, this MLA 2 is also from this opposition. And MLA 3 also, see, my constituency of Tolpatti has a serious shortage of water. They are just putting forward all the problems that the people living in their constituencies they are suffering from. Here also it is said that women travel up to 3 or 4 kilometers to collect water. But this MLA 4, he is from this ruling party. He or she is from this ruling party, and what the person is saying, that I think my colleagues are exaggerating. That means exaggerate means when something small has happened, but you are just trying to produce in front of others like a huge matter has happened, an enormous matter has happened. So this is the meaning of exaggerating, that unnecessarily when you just make the things quite elaborate or quite broad or quite serious, when it is not that much serious, when it is not that much a problem also. This is the meaning of exaggerating. The government has taken steps, so he is just defending that the government has taken steps to control the situation. And what the government has done, water tankers have been put into service and forest packets are being distributed. The government is doing everything possible to help people. MLA 4, we have very poor facilities in our hospitals. There are hospitals that do not have a doctor and no medical staff has been appointed for the last few years. In another hospital, the doctor has gone on a long leave. This is a shame. I think the situation is going from bad to worse. How are we going to ensure that forest packets reach all families in the affected areas? So this MLA 5 is also from opposition. That's why this person is saying that there is such poor facilities in our hospitals. The hospitals do not have doctors and medical staff which is actually required. That means adequate number of doctors and staff is not present. And moreover, in another hospital we have come to know that the doctor has gone for a long leave. So what will happen to these patients? And this is a shame. And another thing is there that we also are not at all that means sure that whether forest packets had reached to all the families in the affected areas. MLA 6, the opposition members are unnecessarily blaming the government. So this MLA 6 is from this ruling party. So the previous government did not pay any attention to sanitation. We have now taken up a drive to clear the garbage that has been lying around for years. So he is just, he or she is bringing or putting forward the example of what the previous government has done, and he is trying to compare that at least the previous government did not pay any attention for sanitation, but we are taking the measures to clear the garbage that has been lying around for years. So in the earlier section, you have read about a debate in the Legislative Assembly. The members were debating the action taken or not taken by the government. This is because the MLAs are together responsible for the work of the government. In common usage, the word government refers to government departments and various ministers who head them. The overall head is the chief minister. More correctly, this is called the executive part of the government. All the MLAs who gather together or assemble in the Legislative Assembly are called the legislature. So underline, all the MLAs who gather together or assemble in the Legislative Assembly are called the legislature. They are the ones who authorize and supervise their work. As we saw in the earlier section, it is from among them that the head of the executive or the chief minister is formed. So children, up to this we have completed, and in our next class we will proceed with the next part, which is working of the government. Till then, sitting at home, we will read properly up to this part. Bye.